Hey, what's going on, everybody? It has been a while. I'm going to be doing Street Fighter V Trials. I think I've already done Ryu and Ken like many years ago, but I'm back into it. I got a little bit of a new setup here. We are going to do Ryu, and the format that I'm going to be doing this is that whenever it's one of these easy, no explanation type of challenges, I'm just going to do them. And then when we get to one that needs a little bit more help, I'm going to explain it a little bit. And then after that, I'm just going to show you after I've completed it, so you don't have to sit here and watch me like mess the combo up 100 times. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you on level 1. I guess I'll start the explanation with level 4. This one isn't really too bad. Just understand that you just like in a demonstration, you can cancel off the first hit. And what I usually try to do is wait for him to jump down and then jump up and cancel that first hit. You can actually connect with the EX after a double hit. I don't know if you could do a double hit and connect with a normal. I haven't done it. Maybe you can do it in the corner, but for the purposes of this level or for this this challenge, they kind of want you to do it off a single hit. Alright, for number 7, we're going to do a little bit more in-depth explanation because a lot of people have trouble doing a DP into Super, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First off, in Street Fighter V, very similar to Street Fighter 4, is you can do a DP by going down, forward, down, forward. Of course, you can look at the little display over there, or it's a little easier to see than the actual fight stick. But this will actually get you a DP. The problem with doing that into a Super is that you actually do need down, down, forward, forward for both times in order to get the Super out. So if you're doing this, down, forward, DP, and then you try to do the quarter circle forward, you're probably not going to get the Super to come out. Now, if you ever played Street Fighter 3 or Street Fighter 2 and you have to do DPs into Supers in the same motion, but it's super strict, the way you would normally go about it is that you would go forward, down, down, forward, which is the strict DP motion. You do the move, and then you go forward, down, down, forward. So it's like this, DP, but you're already getting you're already getting your quarter circle forward, and you're just doing that one more time. You can still do that in here, and it will definitely help you. So let me just show you how that is. So if I do. So if you look at the inputs, whatever you looked at, you can probably tell that I got the forward in first. Then I did basically a fireball. See, that's how you get the DP to come out with that motion. So that's your first quarter circle forward going. Now you just have to do them one more time in order to cancel that DP into the Super. So that's one thing that you can try to do, and I recommend doing that, but I know sometimes you can't depending on your move, especially when you're doing a crouching. You're already starting from crouching, right? So if you're starting from crouching and you want to get a DP, you kind of have to go forward, or crouching, forward, down, forward for a DP, and then you need another circle. It's a little tricky to do that. So what you're going to want to do instead, because Street Fighter V has that leniency, it might be easier to do the shortcut DP and then try to do 1, 2 for the Super after. You can do it that way too. But you got to do it fast if you do that, because you don't have a lot of time. Let me see if I can do it. See, that's super fast. And the DP, it's probably, or with a D-pad, like a regular controller, it's probably easier to do that, but you're more likely to mess it up too. You might get a Super, or you might get a fireball into Super, which is also okay It just depends on the situation, but obviously that won't finish this challenge. So for this case, you could do punch. You can do punch, neutral. After you do the crouch, you can go to neutral and try to do 2 fireball motions, or you can try to do it that way. So in that motion it's a crouching forward. I went down, and then I did a fireball forward to go from crouching heavy punch into DP, and then another quarter circle forward. I know it's a little bit, it's a mouthful, it's kind of confusing, and it's not that difficult, but if you're having trouble, just kind of think of it that way. This, over, like this. Do that a couple times, you should be fine after that. Alright, Ryu's number 8. So with this one, without even worrying about the whole V trigger thing, really all you're doing here is canceling a fireball into a super. Now, if you do a fireball point blank, it's super easy to cancel. The problem is, when you're doing a standing medium punch into a fireball, there's actually a lot of time for your inputs in order to get the fireball. So there's 2 different ways you could do this. You can try to time it by doing a really slow, late fireball, like this. And then just before it hits, actually, you want to get this next quarter circle forward punch, and you can cancel it that way, all with just 2 quarter circle forwards, kind of like the DP into super. But sometimes it won't come out, like you'll notice here. No matter what I do, I can't get the timing right. What you have to do in this situation, if you don't get the timing right, is you're going to have to do all 3 of them, and you have enough time to do that. It's not that bad. But what you do is make sure when you're doing the medium punch into fireball, you're doing it really fast, like this. Oops. Then you have plenty of time. You still have to do it fast, but you'll have plenty of time to do a smooth super after that. And that's really all there is to this one. Ryu's number 9, we have a crouching medium punch into heavy shoryuken into super. So we already kind of know how to tackle this, so that's really not that bad. But you're gonna want to practice the timing for this. It's not that hard. But what I like to do in Street Fighter V is, I know there was plinking, and plinking kind of still works in this game, but the problem is that there's so many different characters and button variants that plinking might mess you up. Might end up doing like a special move or something that, you know, it's very character dependent. So I try not to do plinking, but what I'll do is I'll just do a slow double tap. You don't have to do the fast one like this. Sometimes I will, but it's not really needed. You could just do like this because the inputs are so slow and there's a lot of time to do moves that you could just 1-2. Especially with supers, because if you don't hit it right, even if you're just slightly off, you don't want your move not to come out. So if you do this, you're guaranteed to get something to come out, and as long as you're not going crazy, it should be the move that you're expecting. So with that said, when we go from this, because you're like sitting there, you can practice a little bit, or you can do double tap. You notice I hit it twice and it still came out, like way late after I pressed the button too. So then you just have to get the DP motion all in one. So I think the problem with this one for some people is that they want to just get in there and do everything fast and get it over with. But this kind of forces you to slow down a little bit, wait for the move, and then once you connect with that medium punch, go ahead and do your DP into super just like any other trial. And if you can do that, trial, then this one shouldn't be that hard either. Alright, finishing up Ryu. I hope at this point that everything's been pretty informative. Don't forget to like and comment, subscribe. I love all that stuff. It makes me want to make more videos when I see that. And we're going to finish off with this one's actually pretty easy, but there's a slight variation you have to do with this. So first off, the last part you should know how to do, which is it's pretty, even though I just messed it up. It's pretty easy to do. So when you're doing the light Tatsu, there's a ton of time before you hit the ground. While you're doing that, you should be already having that fireball motion going twice for the super. And then you just have to tap or double tap and hit that super as early as you can. So that's actually the easy part. Even comboing this is super easy. Now where the trick comes with this one, especially, you can't tell from the demonstration, but when you do the counter, even if you connect, you're not going to be able to do V-trigger and do the command kick because you're going to be too far away. And you're going to find that with a lot of these challenges is that you're going to be doing something and you're not going to understand why something's not connecting. And the main reason for it is either it's one of two things. One, it's a combo with a trigger and you have to dash into it and do your move, or just after you do a V trigger or even a counter, you have to walk forward just a little bit, and it's really hard to see. So hopefully I can do that part so you can see me walk forward. So as soon as the V trigger happens, I'm actually going to hold forward and try to time it. As soon as I think he's moving forward, I'm going to let go and then hit, and I'm going to hit heavy punch. Now unfortunately with Ryu and a lot of other characters, there's a lot of command normal, so it basically just means you hit a direction and a kick, you'll get a different move than if you just hit the button by itself. And that's the case with Ryu with his, what is it, the forward heavy punch. So you don't want this, but you want to walk forward. So you have to kind of like this, forward tap, and just make sure it doesn't come out. Otherwise that's going to mess everything up. What you're going to see is I'm going to do the counter and I'm going to try to walk forward and then do a standing heavy punch. You just have to be a little bit. And then after that I'm going to do the V trigger. And then if I do the axe kick, I should be able to connect it. Oops. See, that's what you want. I moved forward just ever so slightly, but not where I took too long and he blocked it. And also if I didn't do it long enough, he didn't move at all, and then when you go to do your axe kick, only the first one's gonna hit. So that's what you want to look for, and then after that, then everything else is pretty easy. Alright, so that's gonna do it for Ryu. Hopefully up to this point you've enjoyed the video and it was informative. I will be doing the rest of these characters. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and I'll keep pumping these videos out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.